Why do I have two microphones in my face right now? Bit weird. It's because I am battling two boom arms, not two microphones, two boom arms. We are going to battle the Elgato Low Profile Pro boom arm versus the Rode PSA1 Plus boom arm. On these boom arms, we have decent sized mics. We have the SE DC M8, which is my favorite microphone. I've done a bunch of battles with this microphone. Oh my God, I love it. It's a great microphone. Then we have on the PSA1 Plus, the Shure MV7 Plus. I have not reviewed this microphone yet. You're not hearing the audio from this. You're hearing the audio from this, the DC M8. So for now, that is what's going on. We're going to assess them based on, I think, what is the key factors for a boom arm to be something that is worth using, worth your time. Number one, the actual look of these boom arms, because to me, that's actually fairly important, especially if you're going to be on camera like I am. You want to make sure that not too much of your frame is taken up by a big old boom arm. You know, you've already got a microphone, which is in this case pretty hefty. Like if I take this off, you know, it's a lot less, but I do need the pop filter on. Okay, so you can see the profile of that. See if I say P, did you hear that? P. If I put this back on, you can see it makes it quite hefty, right? Just the microphone itself is quite hefty. So to have a boom arm also in the shot is a little bit annoying. If I take this Rode out of the shot right now, so it's just this. If we look at this frame, it looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? So we've got a lot of room either side. We don't have anything up the sides. It's low profile. The microphone's coming up from the bottom. The microphone's the thing that's the biggest thing, but this is also like a podcast. This is a podcasting channel. I want a really good microphone nice and close to my mouth. So that's a decision that I've made on purpose. As far as the actual boom arm, how it's looking on camera, you can barely see it. And what you can see is seamless with the black of the microphone and then the black of the actual design of the Elgato boom arm. So I'm very pleased. This is an A for me, big tick, A+, for how much space this actually takes up in my frame. Now, my frame is a smaller frame. If you were doing a podcast and you had like a panel discussion and you have lots of people and you need a lot of space and you're obviously having a wider shot, you're going to see more of the boom arm. But it's still low profile enough that it's not bringing attention to itself. It's sleek. The design is really just minimal, and I love that. I love that. So now I've just switched to the Shure MV7, the microphone, okay? So we're going to put the Elgato out of the way now. We've got more in the actual frame here. So we've got a bit of this arm here, a little bit of the Rode branding. So when I switch back between the two of those, what do you prefer? I personally think that the Elgato wins because this one has more of it in the frame, and I can't avoid this like Rode branding either. In fact, something I did do on the other side of this Rode boom arm was I actually super glued a Lego base onto the section where this Rode bit is so that I could put some Lego people on it and make it more branded to me instead of like, hey, here's Rode. I'm representing Rode. Look at all the Rode things I have. I do really love Rode, okay? Rode is a great company, but I don't want a massive Rode symbol in all my videos all the time. So that's something that I had to do to minimize that. So from a way that it looks on camera, Rode, you lose. This is like a C, I think. Let's switch back to the Elgato now. Next thing we're going to take a look at is cable management. So this is important too. The cable management factor for the Elgato is really quite cool. Elgato has metal plates that are magnetic that actually help the cable stay in place. So you run your XLR cable inside basically the boom arm, and then you put these metal plates on top to keep it all in there and keep it from moving. So I'm going to put it back in. Okay, you heard that click. It clicks into place. It's super strong. The magnets are super strong. Other versions of this boom arm, apparently the magnets were a bit like, loose and they didn't perform all that well. That's not the case with this one. The magnets are fantastic. So from a cable management point of view, I mean, certainly in this case for my frame, you can't see anything. Like it's all other than this tiny bit here. You can see that tiny bit, but whatever, it's fine. It's out of the way. It's never a problem. It doesn't crunch the cable at all. And it's easy when you're moving it out of the way. It's not actually hurting the cable as well. So another A for Elgato for this cable management. You've done a fantastic job. Now let's switch over to the Rode version so that you can get my thoughts on that. You're probably getting a little bit of a review of how these two microphones sound as well. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer. So, cable management for the Rode PSA1 Plus. This particular boom arm has these little clips that are part of the fabric where you can run your cable down it and then down all the way to the bottom of the actual boom arm here, okay? They're fine. The clips are fine. They work quite well. The only thing I will say is that once you kind of attach them, right, the cable can't move very much because they're clipped in to the stand. And so when you're moving the stand around, I don't like what it's doing to my actual cable itself. It's a little bit too tense. I can give it more slack in the way the cable is running through, but then I've got like bits of my cable that are up like this because there's more slack. And then sort of it's defeating the purpose of there being some sort of cable management system there for it. So although it's okay, I don't love it. I've also found that see kind of the angle that I need to get the microphone where I want it to be. I'm like talking weirdly into it, but to get the microphone to where I need it to be and then get it onto this bit here, I don't like what it's doing to the actual cable there. These are Planet Wave cables that I've had for 10 years. I really look after my cables because I'm certainly of the opinion that if you treat your cables with love and care and you always put them together properly and you wind them the way I learned at uni, you don't really need to buy new cables. Like they should last for a very, 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 very long time. So Rode, your cable management is okay. I'm going to give you a B for this, but it's just not as good. It's not as good as the Elgato. It's not as sleek. I can still see the cable. Doesn't look as good. I'm going to tell you that. So next thing we want to take a look at is the sound that these boom arms make. So if you're a streamer, someone that like moves your microphone around a little bit on the boom arm, how much noise is that giving in the actual audio that you're recording? So let's do a little bit of a test. So I'm going to move this around a bit. Can you hear that creaking? So the creaking is like the fabric with the cable. It's not actually coming so much from the actual stand itself. Yeah, but it is there. Okay, so there is definitely a creaking sound. Now, what about if I'm like banging the table? How much of that is being transferred into the microphone? The camera's going to shake a little bit as I'm banging the table. Okay, don't hate me. So it does quite a good job of not transferring the desk noise through the stand into the mic. All I'm hearing there is the actual microphone picking it up from the desk. It's not being transferred through the actual boom arm itself. That's a good thing. I can't be sure what I want to give this yet until I get the Elgato one in. So let's get that one in. Okay, now we have the Elgato back in. I just swung it back in. Man, that's silent as far as there are no creaks. I cannot hear any creaks from the actual stand itself. I can push it out of the way very easily. But in saying that, when I move this, the sound from the stand is being transferred into the microphone. Like I can hear that sound a lot more. Just pushing on it, I couldn't really hear any movement in the Rode. I can hear quite a lot in the Elgato. It's like it's a more hollow sound. And then when I hit on my desk, I'm getting sound transference. Obviously, I can hear the hitting. and the typing, I can hear that from the mic, but I can also hear the transference through the actual stand itself. So in saying that, this is a tricky one, because I think for streamers and stuff like that, if you can actually hear those, there's like this little sound. If you can hear that, that's not great. So I think that maybe even though the Rode has some creaking, the transference of noise into the mic will mean that the Rode wins on this one, because it's not picking up so much of the transference from the actual table into the microphone itself there. So Rode, you win on that. Let's give Rode a B. Yeah, let's give Rode a B on this, because it's not an A, like it's creaky. Let's give the Elgato, let's give it a B-. I don't think it's a C, it's a B-. So that means, Rode, you win this round of noise for your boom arm. In saying that, I think that, that doesn't weigh into my decision as much, because once I have my microphone in place, as long as I'm not like banging my table too much, that doesn't really matter, because it'll be in place. I won't really be moving it all that much at all. So it doesn't weigh into my decision as much as the other things too. Now, if we look at things like setup, so the setup is pretty much the same kind of deal. They both come with the attachments to be able to screw it onto the desk, like with a clamp, so that you can just clamp it on really easily. The Rode PSA1 Plus did come with a actual like mount thing that means that you could screw into your table if you wanted to, not using the clamp then, and actually just have it screwed into the table. The Elgato did not come with that. I don't know how useful really that is, having that extra bit that you can like screw into the table and attach there, because I'm a person that wants to move things around. I want to change my desk setup. Certainly we are on location, we're recording other people, we're recording our clients at all these different places. So we need the clamp system more than we need something that actually screws into a desk. So it's a nice feature, but again, schmeh. That's a schmeh for me. If that's something you really need, then the PSA1 Plus is going to be your winner in that regard. But yeah, both have a similar system that just screws into the desk. I do find that the Elgato screw system, though, it's a wider base. It clamps easier. It can clamp on more things more easily. The PSA1 Plus is a smaller clamp. The actual section that grabs is a lot smaller, and so I found that more challenging. I believe that the Elgato wins for its clamp system, the way the setup works there. The other thing in the setup that I really like about the Elgato is that it actually has a bit of customization in it. You can actually like take a bit of the stand away and then just have one section, not the two big sections, meaning that if you don't need it to be a super long stand, you need it to just be shorter, you want it to come up in a different way, then you can do that if you don't have a very big space. That's awesome. You can customize it more. I really like the fact that you can do that. With the Rode, you can't customize anything. You can position it in a bunch of different places because of its like, it's super, it can go super long and you can get it. Whoa. Okay. But it's pretty massive. Like if you're trying to customize and get it to the place it wants to be, and it's this huge, big sort of arm thing in the way, I don't love that. It's pretty big profile. It's definitely not low profile from a setup perspective. So I'm going to say that Elgato wins for setup because of the better screw mechanism for screwing onto desks, and also the fact that you can customize it more. So we're going to give the setup with the Elgato an A. We're going to give the Rode probably, it's not terrible. This is still a very good boom arm. Let's go with a B, because the functionality with the screwing into the desk is a little bit worse, and then also the fact that it's not that customizable with the actual setup itself. Another big factor for me, and it's something I already mentioned, is the fact that this Rode branding drives me absolutely nuts. Why the hell? Look, and it's white. It's just huge. It's like, look, Rode, I've already bought the product, okay? I've already like your products. Thanks. I don't need you to be advertising on every single one of my videos because you got this giant branding on it. So I don't like that at all. That to me is a D feature of this boom arm, because you can't remove this easily. I've had people like, you know, on YouTube videos showing how you can like scratch all this off, and then it looks kind of bad. Like, anyway, I hate that feature of the boom arm. So you're getting a D there, man. And then the boom arm for the Elgato, there is like the smallest amount of branding, which is this, like these little caps here. Can you even see that? Yeah. See, that's like the Elgato logo. That's it. You can't even see it on my setup. Elgato's not shoving their branding down your face. And that to me is a big deal for how I want my videos to look. I just want my videos to represent me, to not represent other things that aren't sponsors, and then all of a sudden they're there on my thing because there's this big bit of branding there. So Elgato, you definitely win here. You have done a really great job of just providing something that a consumer wants. That's an A for that. Rode, big down marks for yours, and a D. I'm sorry, but I have to give you the honest truth on this because it's important. And as I said, I love Rode products. I have a bunch of Rode microphones. I have one sitting right here. You know, I got the Rode wireless micro. I haven't reviewed that yet. I've got so much Rode stuff. I don't need your branding all over my things. The other thing I'll mention is the actual like weight of a microphone and how the boom arm handles. Both of these boom arms handle heavier microphones versus lighter microphones. They both win here. There's no issues with either of them. I have put so many different microphones on this boom arm, the Rode PSA1 Plus. It has never been an issue. The suspension that it has in place here, it's never drooped. There's never been any issues with holding any microphone at all. Similarly, for the Elgato, this again has not been an issue with any microphone that I've put on this stand. It also has a section where you can actually tighten your stand as well using an Allen key. So if you do have a heavier microphone and it's kind of drooping, then you just get the Allen key that's included and you just tighten it up, and then there's absolutely no problems. So both of the stands function as they should with any microphone. You can adjust them. Some microphones are heavy, some are light. I have not had any issues. A for both of you there. So who wins? We've got the Rode PSA1 Plus and we've got the Elgato Low Profile Pro. Pretty obvious who wins based on the things that I've said. The Elgato has provided a better product here. I'm gonna sorry, Rode. Bye. It's just a better product. In so many ways, this is a better product than the PSA1 Plus. The PSA1 Plus has been out for a while. Maybe Rode's working on some sort of other competition to the Elgato Pro. But to me, just go buy this boom arm. It's a really good boom arm. You can get it on Amazon. There'll be a link in there. It's about, for Aussies, it's 299 AUD. You're looking at about 180 something US dollars. It's not going to break the bank. It's going to last you a really long time. There are no issues with it. I love it. I'm so happy that Elgato has sent me this boom arm. Funny story with that too. We went out and we did an on-location install for a client where we bought a bunch of gear, we advised them what they needed, they had a budget, we adhered to that budget, and then we came with the gear that we bought for them, we set it up at their location. If you're in Australia, that is something that we can absolutely do and provide. Just reach out and let us know. The thing is that I brought some other things with me that I thought potentially the client might need. And one of them was a boom arm that wasn't in the initial invoice that I'd sent through. She wanted it, she purchased that boom arm, that was great. But the problem I then had was I was down a boom arm. And I was like, damn, I'm gonna need another boom arm now. I was at the washing line and I was thinking to myself, I should get one of the Elgato low profile boom arms because I've been wanting to try that out. And then literally the next morning, I got an email from partnerships at Elgato saying, hey, would you like some boom arms to test and see if you like them? And I was like, yes, I exactly need that. It was like I manifested some boom arms, and I hate the word manifesting. I hate manifesting as a whole. Like, manifesting, but I really did manifest a boom arm from Elgato. So thank you, Elgato, for being on the same wavelength as me, and pardon the pun on that one, and then giving me a boom arm. I'm so happy with this. I really recommend everyone buy it. I have not been told to say anything. I have not been told to tell you to buy this boom arm. I just love it. I really think it's a very good product. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. That's it for me today for this battle between the Rode PSA1 Plus and the Elgato low profile boom arm. Only thing I will say, that's a long name. Maybe work on some smaller names for your boom arms in future. If you like this stuff, like it, subscribe it. I'll be back. Bye.